1051 articles in English, 404 in Spanish, 161 in French, 1617 articles from 18 countries. This is what higher education is saying about AI this week, and here's what's not being said. AINEWS.SOCIAL gathered 5,562 articles. After evaluation, we kept 1617. And across every language, every continent, one pattern screams louder than the rest. Everyone is asking how to implement AI. Almost no one is asking whether we should. The governance gap isn't a bug. It's the story. Two paradigms are fighting for the soul of higher education AI. The first, techno-managerial. It asks, how do we implement responsibly? How do we scale? How do we measure? 724 education articles lean this direction. The second, critical justice. It asks who pays the environmental cost, whose labor trains these systems, whose knowledge gets extracted. This voice exists, but it's pushed to the margins. The perspective clustering visualization shows these two camps. Notice how rarely they cite each other. They're not debating. They're talking past one another entirely. Colleges are paying millions for AI detectors. The detectors don't work. This isn't speculation. It's documented across our education corpus. Students are being accused. Careers are being threatened. And the tools generating these accusations? They produce false positives at rates that should terrify any administrator. But here's the hook buried in the data. Who's being accused disproportionately? The failure echo chamber visualization traces how this pattern propagates. One flawed detection spreads doubt through an entire institution. Explore the education section. The stories there will change how you think about academic integrity. 373 articles on the social aspects of AI, and a crisis of governance emerges universally. When AI systems fail, who's accountable? The developer? The institution? The vendor? The causal attribution visualization maps where blame flows and where it mysteriously vanishes. Climate impact appears in the French and Spanish coverage more than English. Environmental costs are not equally visible across languages. That's not a finding about AI. That's a finding about whose concerns get amplified. The power dynamics visualization shows which voices shape the narrative. Some tower, some barely register. 324 articles on AI literacy. But literacy for whom? The semantic space visualization reveals something uncomfortable. When we talk about AI literacy, we usually mean teaching people to use the tools. Rarely do we mean teaching people to question the tools. Toffler warned us about future shock, the disorientation of too much change too fast. What we're seeing in higher education isn't just change. It's change without the conceptual vocabulary to process it. The thematic network shows how literacy connects to skills and competencies far more than it connects to critique or resistance. Language shapes what we can imagine. Right now, the language is limiting imagination. This is week 1. AINEWS.SOCIAL will be here every week, tracking what higher education says about AI and what it refuses to say. The visualizations are waiting. The contradictions are mapped. The silences are named. What you do with them is up to you. Until next week.